Hi guys, you've got Sammy here from Hook, Line and Stitches. Welcome back to the Patchwork Mystery Crochet Along. It's week 4 and this week's gorgeous square is the Lana Blossom Square. It's been designed by the gorgeous Marianne Hamill of Sunset Knots, and it's a pleasure to hook up. So, a couple of notes before we start. The stitch count totals of each row include the stitches and chains worked at the start of the row. Each row there is a colour change. Marianne recommends tying off and sewing in your ends for each row and then reattaching your yarn with a slip stitch to keep the flow of the square happening as she's designed it. Of course, you can always sew all your ends in at once, and she indicates where to join your new colour each row or the same colour. It just keeps your transitions clean and your row count accurate. Now, when we refer to corner space in rounds 9 through 11, referring to the chain 1 or 2 separating the double crochet clusters. And in round 11, the double crochet being worked in the skipped stitch will be worked behind the first double crochet. Alright, let's get started on our gorgeous Lana Blossom square. So we're starting out with a magic ring. So I've already made mine and done a chain of 4. Now the chain of 4 count as the first double crochet and a chain 1. Then we're going to start working double crochet into our magic ring. So we're going to do a double crochet and a chain of 1. We're going to repeat that 10 times and joining with a slip stitch into the 3rd loop of the starting chain, because that starting chain is counting as a double crochet and a chain 1. Won't be the one closest to the next double crochet, it'll be one back, so we've still got the chain 1 space there. So at the end of this round you'll have 24 stitches, including your chains as well as your double crochet. I'll let you guys work those double crochet chain 1s all the way around. So 12 double crochet, 12 chain 1 spaces, making 24 stitches. Slip stitching into the 3rd loop of our starting chain 4. I'll see you all back here with a new colour for round 2. Okay, we've got our first round done. I haven't closed off my magic circle properly. I like to do that after I've actually worked a couple of rows. So if you notice it undoing, that's why. Now I have just joined my second colour in with a slip stitch into any chain 1 space. I try and move it around so you don't have a row of chains working from the center of your square. Now we're going to chain 3 and pop a double crochet into the same space. So that chain 3 is our first double crochet. Then we're going to chain 1 after the second one and pop 2 double crochet into the next chain 1 space. So 2 double crochet, chain 1. We're going to repeat that all the way around, where we'll join with a slip stitch into the top of our chain 3. So there'll be 36 stitches including our chains at the end of this row. So 2 double crochet into each chain 1 space and a chain 1 to move on to the next. Alright guys, work those double crochet. I'll meet you back here shortly with a new colour for round 3. Okay, back and ready for round 3. I've changed colours. I've joined with a slip stitch into a chain 1 space, moving over 1 again. I just seem to move around 1 space in a clockwise direction. Anywho, slip stitch to join, then I've done a chain 3, which will count as a double crochet. I'm going to put 2 double crochet into that same chain space, so 1 and 2. So with our starting chain, we've got 3 double crochet into the chain 1 space from the previous round. I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to work 5 double crochet, 3 double crochet, that's why I was a bit confused, 3 double crochet into the next chain 1 space. 1. You'll notice I don't weave my ends in after each round, I just do them all at the end. Okay, so 3 double crochet into the chain 1 space from the previous round, then a chain 1, and the same into the next chain 1 space. So each chain 1 space from the previous round will have 3 double crochet in this round, all separated, each set separated by a chain 1. So at the end of this round, including your chains, you will have 48 stitches. I'll let you guys work those sets of 3 double crochet, joining with a slip stitch into the 3rd loop of our starting chain to finish off the row. I'll meet you back here for row 4 with a new colour. See you soon. Okay, ready for round 4. So once again, I finished off with round 3, joined my new colour in with a slip stitch into a chain 1 space, and done a chain of 3, which will count as my first double crochet. I'm going to put another 4 double crochet into that same chain 1 space. 2, 3, and 4. So with our starting chain, we've got 5 double crochet, chaining 1, and then working 5 double crochet into the next chain 1 space. Ooh, a loose lead, there we go. So 5 double crochet into each chain 1 space, separated with a chain 1. 3, 4, and 5. Chaining 1, and then going into my next chain 1 space with another 5 double crochet. A nice easy repetition for round 4, finishing off with a slip stitch into the 3rd loop of our starting chain, and I can meet you back here with a new colour once again to do round 5. Beautiful little square. See you back here soon for round 5. Okay, we finished off round 4. Now I've joined my new colour in, not into a chain space, but into the first double crochet of a 5 double crochet cluster from the previous round, and I've done a chain 3, which will count as our first double crochet. I'm going to then put a double crochet into each of the next 4 double crochet from the previous round. So just putting a double crochet into each double crochet from the previous round. Doing a chain of 1, skipping the chain 1 space, and working a double crochet into each of the next 5 double crochet. So a nice easy repetition for round 5, and at the end of this round we'll have 72 stitches including our chain spaces. So we're just popping a double crochet into each double crochet from the previous round, separating each 5 with a chain 1 space, and skipping any work into the chain 1 space from the previous round. I'll let you guys repeat that pattern all the way back, where we'll do a slip stitch into the 3rd loop of the starting chain. And I keep saying the 3rd loop because you need to actually go into the loop. Going around the starting chain can make it look a little gappy. Alright, I'll let you guys finish out round 5. I will of course be changing colour for round 6. I'll see you back here soon. Okay, we're back and finished with round 5. Now I've joined my colour for round 6 in with a slip stitch into a chain 1 space and done a chain of 1. Now we're going to front post double crochet around the next stitch, then back post around the next double crochet, front post double crochet, back post double crochet, and finishing out the 5 double crochet cluster with 1 more front post double crochet. So we're alternating our front and back post double crochets across the 5 double crochets in the cluster. Then we're chaining 1. We're skipping the chain space and we're repeating that stitch sequence. So front post around the first double crochet, back post around the next, front post around the third, back post around the fourth, and finishing with a front post double crochet around the fifth. Chaining 1 and then repeating that stitch pattern. Alright guys, I'm going to let you finish out round 6. We'll be finishing by joining with a slip stitch into the first front post double crochet. So at the end of this round we will have 72 stitches. And I'll meet you back here with a new colour for round 7. Okay, round 6 finish, all those beautiful front and back post double crochet, adding some texture to this gorgeous square. I've joined my new colour into a chain 1 space, so between 2 front post double crochet with a slip stitch, and then done a chain of 3, which will count as our first double crochet. I'm going to put another 5 double crochet into the same chain space. So including our starting chain, that'll be 6 double crochet, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochet into the chain 1 space. And then we're doing a chain of 2, moving to our next chain 1 space. Now they can be a little tricky to find, but as I said, they're between 2 front post double crochet if you can't find them. That's a nice easy way. So into our next chain 1 space with 6 double crochet. So we're going to continue making those 6 double crochet clusters into each chain space, each set separated with a chain of 2. I'm going to let you guys finish working them all the way back to the beginning, where we'll be joining with a slip stitch into the 3rd loop of our starting chain. And I will meet you back here for round 8. Now, at the end of round 7, you will have 96 stitches. I'll be starting, of course, with a new colour for round 8. See you soon. Okay, guys, back for round 8. So I have slip stitched my new colour into a chain 2 space. I'm going to chain 3, which will count as my first double crochet. I'm going to put another 2 double crochet into that same chain space. Chain 1, and then pop another 3 double crochet into the same chain 2 space from the previous round. So this first chain 2 space has 3 double crochet, including our starting chain, a chain of 1, and another 3 double crochet, all into the same chain space. From there we're going to chain 1, chain 1, skip 3 double crochet, and rather than work into the top of the 4th, we're going to work into the space between the 2 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, not into the top of the stitch, between the stitches, and we're going to work 4 double crochet into that space between the 3 third and 4th double crochet. 3 and 4, chaining 1, skipping the next 3 double crochet, and then working into the chain 2 space, we're going to do 2 double crochet. 1, 2, chaining 1. Once again, we're skipping 3 double crochet. We're going into the space between the 3rd and the 4th double crochet and putting 4 double crochet into that space. 1, 2, 3, 4, chaining 1, skipping 3 double crochet and popping 2 double crochet into the chain 2 space. 1, 2, chaining 1, skipping 3 double crochet and popping 4 double crochet stitches into the space between the 3rd and the 4th double crochet from the previous round. 2, 3 and 4. Now the stitches we've just worked will be, our first corner, side, and now we're going to do our second corner. So after that 4th double crochet, I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to skip the next 3 double crochet and work 3 double crochet into the next chain 2 space. 2, 3, chain 1 and another 3 double crochet. And from there we repeat that same stitch pattern, working between the 3rd and 4th stitches and into the chain 2 spaces. If you're wanting to follow along with the video, you've just done your first corner, so go back around 3 minutes 40 seconds, I would say, and you'll be up to your first lot of stitches between the 3rd and 4th stitch. We're going to repeat that stitch sequence all the way back around to the beginning. Join with a slip stitch into the top of the 3rd loop of the starting chain. You'll have 116 stitches in total and 28 stitches on each side with your chain 1 in the corner. Alright guys, finish out that round. I'll meet you back here with my next colour for round 9. Okay, round 8 finished. So we've got some corners and some sides happening. Starting to square this gorgeous baby out. So I have just joined my new colour into one of the corner chain 1 spaces. I'm going to chain 3, which will count as my first double crochet. Pop another 2 double crochet into that same chain space. chain 2, and then put another 3 double crochet into that corner chain space. So we've got 2 3 double crochet clusters separated by a chain 2 in our corner. I'm going to chain 2, skip 3 half double crochet and work 3 double crochet rather, and work a half double crochet into the next chain 1 space. I'm going to then half double crochet into the next 20 stitches. Three, 4, sorry about that, half double crochet into the next 20 stitches. Now that includes the chain spaces, so we'll pop 1 into each chain space and 1 half double crochet into each stitch for 20 stitches. All the way along our side. Oops. And you can see starting to square out now. So almost done with our 20. $18, $19, $20. Then we're going to pop a half double crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 2, skip the 3 double crochet, and then work our corner stitches. So 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and another 3 double crochet into the same corner chain space. 1, 2, and 3. Alright guys, I'm going to let you guys repeat that stitch sequence all the way around. And finishing with a slip stitch into the 3rd loop of our starting chain. But you can see this row is really squaring things up and giving us a nice straight edge to finish the square on. Alright, I'll meet you back here for our second last round, round 10. On round 9, I will point out you'll have 136 stitches in total, 34 stitches on each side, and this count includes a chain 1 from each corner. So there's a chain 2 there. We're only counting 1 of them on each side. So that will be 34 stitches. See you back here for round 10. Okay. Ooh. We're all squared up. We're looking fantastic. I've just joined my colour into a corner chain space with a single crochet. I'm going to proceed to work a single crochet in each stitch across the side until I get to the next corner. I'm going to work the corners as a single crochet, a chain 2, and then another single crochet. Now, stitch count includes our chains, so it's a chain of 2. I'm going to put 2 single crochet in there, and then 1 into each and every stitch down the side. corner will be a single crochet, a chain of 2, and another single crochet. So I'll let you guys work this nice simple round. Now when you get back to the beginning, because we've only done the 1 single crochet, we're going to do a second into the corner chain space, a chain of 2, and then slip stitch into the first one to finish off the round. I'm going to meet you back here for round 11, which will be the final round of this beautiful square. Okay guys, we're back with round 11, the final round of our gorgeous Lena Blossom square. So I've joined into a corner chain space with a slip stitch, done a chain 3, which will count as my first double crochet. I'm going to pop a double crochet into the next stitch. Then I'm going to skip the next single crochet and work a double crochet into the following stitch. I'm then going to go back and work a double crochet into the single crochet that we skipped, going behind the one we've just done into the skipped single crochet from the previous round. So working a nice little cross stitch there, and I'm going to repeat that all the way across. So we skip the next stitch, pop a double crochet into the second, and go back in behind the double crochet we've just done into the single crochet we skipped, and complete a double crochet. You can see they're crossing over beautifully. So one more time, I'll see if I can get an even better camera angle. So it can be a bit tricky, but make sure you're skipping the next stitch, going into the second and doing a double crochet. So we've got a skipped stitch there in the middle. Going to yarn over, go behind the double crochet that we've just created. And this is the bit that's hard to get, into the skipped single crochet from the previous round, and then complete our double crochet. So each stitch will have a double crochet into it. So we're going to repeat that all the way across. When we get to the end of the row, we'll have 1 single crochet left. We're just going to put a standard double crochet into the last stitch before the corner, and then our corner we're going to do double crochet, chain 2, and then a second double crochet. I hope you've all enjoyed hooking up this beautiful square. Thank you so much, Marianne from Sunset Knots, for designing this beauty. I can't wait to see all the colour combos that you guys come up with. Have a fantastic day, and until next time, happy hooking.